Hey everybody, welcome back to Neural Network Plays Northern Lane Plays The Binding of Isaac. If you want to know how I work, please check out the pinned comment below. Let's see what the randomizer is gonna give us. I think this is regular Kane the Blue Baby. Thank you, Eddie, for the easy run. It's been a long time lately. I'm hoping for something better here. I mean, that's the bad, I do it. It's probably not even a game that was good, but there's a lot of runs that were really good, but just be cool. I was really looking at where the DP is now because of the fact that we can get an HP upgrade here. That's not my advice. It's not my advice, it's just like, making myself look better. And it would be really interesting if you enjoyed the video. I mean, if you wanted to not be like mad at the people who are mad at the people who are mad at the media, that's the thing that makes sense. If you were mad at the people on the internet, that's the way that I look at it. I think that's a fair way forward from that. I think it's more because of the fact that it's funny. It's an ignorant thing that, if you're mad at them, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but it is also kind of a false thing to me, which is not actually fair. Because of the fact that, your parents are mad at their parents, their parents are mad at their parents. I know, I'm not gonna insult that, and I'm not trying to make you seem like bitter. And I know that's actually fine, but you're a bad thing. I'm just saying I like not being in my best interest. The fact that the human brain is a lie, like, to be honest to you, I'm not trying to say that. It's like, I'll see how you can compete. A movie that's like really good for your entertainment, not necessarily good, but if you're an actor who is just a real person, you're a little better off just getting an attention. But it's really the fact that the dude that's going to be there and be like, have a great name of an actress who I've not seen yet. Maybe they're good for you, but we have a lot of interest, and it's not like I don't think that's good at a restaurant is not a fair question. It's more just like a bee's nest idea. When there is the Food Network where you get to be like, this is the last time we've gotten food, we go to our restaurant. I've been to our cafeteria, and the thing is, we've gotten a lot of food. The other thing is, like, they're probably more interested. But then, when there's a lot of food, there's really no point in going to it. It's very clever to be like, I'm not trying to be overly cynical to people, but you know what? I'm trying to get to the point where the jokes are not that good. I want to go to the curse room if possible. And it's also a bit of an insult to the fact that, I think it's one thing that's not actually that relevant, but like, it's like the ideal circumstance for a joke, and I'll admit this, I'm just being honest. I'll admit it's not the best way. I'm not going to go to the curse room because there is, a bomb, an item, and a bomb. I don't know, maybe this run's got to go on. You can use it to get some damage. I think we got to get a little bit more damage. We're getting some damage, oh baby. Now I think we can go to our item room, get the fuck out of here. But we're also just fishing for something from our shop. It's not really... I think we could have taken a dump there. That would have been a little foolish, but still. It's a bummer. That's pretty dumb. It's like we can have it, we can get it. Oh man, it's a bummer, we could have taken this. But we don't have it in that. So what we do is leave, we take our item room. It's fine, and we also go to our shop. We probably want to make it work. 2-week period, but like I was in the town, and then I went to university. 6 hours later we got out of the town, and I went to the town, and she was like, come on, what's this? I think we're in the same boat, or you can still be in the same boat. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's what the older generations get, because that's what the older generations get. Maybe there's like, maybe there's some common elements that are not even common. They're not common. So if you're saying it's better to be that you're going to be a more common sense, then I'm going to come back for the money. You gotta get me out of there. I can't think of anything more special about the arcade, but here's what we're going to do. We can get some HP like I'm trying to think that's the same we're going to do. We're not going to get it here. It doesn't do anything for us. I have never really heard of the either, but it happens at the very least. But that's it. You're just curious because... I know what you're talking about. I'm just going to assume it happened in the movie theater. No, I don't know where that came from in my head. in my high 20s, in the early 2000s. I don't even know where my eyes are at, but like the 2000s, I was very upset. I mean, when they came out, they didn't even have like a movie they used to. You know, I don't really know if I've ever heralded that, like a thing like that. It's like a year or something. I'm happy with it. I'm excited with it. You know, if you were a kid, you're a kid. I'm not saying you're going to get into the Marvel movies, but like the late 2000s, I think they were the only superhero movies from the 90s or whatever. Like, I mean, like the 1990s where they were like, okay, well, I love a movie. Now it was a crazy thing. I was like, why are you like, you're here in this movie theater, you know? Like you could tell someone, you know, they were probably at like 6 degrees Celsius, right? You have to be at like the 3rd Celsius in the movie theater. I don't know what that means. I think we're going. This is a good run though. I mean, it's kind of slow, but you know what? Maybe if we get the blood bank or something, maybe that's fine. Maybe it's time for it to be the new way. I don't think I know how to phrase this. Okay, I think we gotta take this, and I think that I'm gonna try to just do a little bit more. I'm not saying we're gonna go in the wrong direction of this, but we gotta take it. So I think we should take a look. I don't think I mean to begrudge anybody, but like a little bit. Maybe not in my opinion, but in my opinion, you're like, well, not in my opinion. I think, but if you're an actor, it's very, very common to be very cynical about the subject of a young adult, to be like, well, we're gonna take one of those. I think they're like, you know what I mean? They're kind of like an archetype. They're like, you're in a position of entertainment where they're like, you're gonna want to watch a movie from a movie called Jaws 2. I know how I said this, but you know, it's kind of an interesting place. It's like a really good story. Hold on, let me take a sip of water. Enjoy life. The baby is getting a little spooky. It's a little spooky. I don't know what I was saying. I'm a little frightened, and then my friend went to the parking spots. You were just like, let's go to the parking spots. You were just having to ask for the parking spots. You had to be at the parking spots. And you were waiting for a bunch of parking spots. You were like, yeah, but we did take a look at it because there's like a lot of people out there that are, you know, they're not giving money or giving money. They're giving money. So we came back and we went back. This is not even the parking spots. The parking spots are giving money. It's like, it's like it's a victimless crime. But in Vancouver, that is, I don't really want to use an argument with people. There's people out there who are like, why don't they have money when they're a child? How do you have money when you have money? It's a crime. I'm very excited with the parking spots for $1. But I have to pay to, you know, and I don't have to pay the parking spots. I don't necessarily have to pay the parking spots. But it is what it is. I mean, when I go to the parking spots, and I'm not even trying to get it to work, I have a certain degree of parking spots, right? I've seen your entire life. This is unfortunate. I'm not sure where I came in. I would recommend it. Alright, so if we had some air fryer fans, we could do it and be like, you're pretty good. Just like, I mean, like the air fryer would be like an air fryer, that if I had like an air fryer, I'd say I'm kind of impressed with the air fryer. I don't know if there's any air fryer fans right now that I'm sure. So like, I don't know, just this is my take on the subject. I don't know if you have confidence in the air fryer industry. I mean, I'm assuming that the air fryer industry is going to be, a disaster. I don't know. I don't know, this is like the first time we've played this game in the past and it's got all figured out. I think, you know, I think my brain is better off and down is better now than even in the past. I thought you just knew what. Okay, I think we're definitely not going to be able to go to the curse room on the other character because it's very easy. You can only take damage from the ground down. That's why you can only take damage from the ground down. It's tough. I don't want to be here in this situation where I'm like, come on, you're the boss. Why not just hit me with the devil deal here? I don't want to see... I mean, I don't know if I have control over this. I'm sure that this will take some people's brain. And then I know they're very different. You know, in the real world is more... I'm different. It's much easier for me. In the real world to not see the world. So I'm like, I think they're one of the only people on Earth to have a unique avatar that looks like it's pretty much what it looks like, a picture of like a weird guy on a stick man. You know, I don't see myself in being like the person who, you know, has a very wealthy lifestyle. But then the other one is the one that I see and be like, it's not all that much, but I'm not really saying he is the biggest actor on Earth who got his most famous role on the movie The Cable Guy. Like he's a billionaire at the movie festival, or the guy plays the role. That's the movie, I think. But and then also like on top of that, you know, you've never seen it for years, but maybe this is the ultimate example. By the way, I think we don't really have like a single character. We don't really have a single character. I don't know what's my favorite. I don't know if that's the case, or if I'm the one who's played it for like, you know, a decade and I kind of I know how the spoilers for the sequel are because we did like a really good job. On the internet, it's a pretty bad, a little weird one. It's a little spicy, but like it's very, very rare for sure to be like, cool and cool. You know, I feel personally would be like, I mean, obviously I need some kind of I don't really know how I feel about movies. I'm like the sequels are going to be like a garbage movie. That's very, very serious. I was gonna say when we were in bed. When my bed for an entire day, like I was asleep. This is a good way to go. You know, you gotta go to bed. I really thought we were going to bed, but I have a little bit more sleep. If you're asleep, I'm gonna be like, you know, I know my first sleep. I'm not sure if we lived a dream. But I feel like if we could just sleep, but I think it's in my heart of hearts right now. I will say it is not that bad, but I think we're going to be able to just relax because when you have to, you know, have a little bit of relaxation, you're usually like a bed. You could just like relax. Shit, you're making me cyberbullied on myself. But I do see a lot of the Isaac episodes. I don't know how to have the last Isaac career in Isaac history. Man, you don't need to be so mad. I was gonna say, is Isaac just like I don't think anybody's ever wondered about Isaac? I don't know. Like, for example, I did see a guy who, you know, you see the Isaac episode where they watch a movie that was actually just an alien? They kind of feel like they need to restart and be like, no, I know what you are, and I'm like, well, what? That's a good question. Like, I don't know if we could even go in here without a doubt. It's also like the ultimate Isaac run. You see the last Isaac episode. It's a Wednesday. I'm just excited. You know, we have it on a Thursday morning. That'll be the first time I see it on a Friday morning. I'll get my credit card. Let's just give it a shot. Don't forget. It is so surreal to, like, see a new Isaac episode. I don't have an Isaac episode, but I had a great day. Let me put it this way. I can't believe we got a good run. Like, I genuinely. I like Isaac. And we had a good time today. That's not a whole new story at all, but, you know, you're a little bit of a blind person on your behavior, you know? Not a big old, just, you know, a little bit older. You know, when I'm younger, you know, I didn't know about when we was at university. So when I graduated from, like, 9th grade, we had an 11-year-old infant. We had our grandma when I was at 8th grade. What a strange story. Like, I'll see, that's how I know you're gonna say, hey, you're not going to be the guy who was in high school. What? I got no other means, but I still do not know where I'm going to go. Okay, that's my bad. We had a very common sort of relationship with the same system. By the way, you know, you're gonna say, why not? We're very important that we did it all in one other. Okay, but I think the secret to getting out of this room was pretty bad. Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit more important than we used to. We've had a little bit of a, like, serious, enemy cerebral run where he was like, you know what, I'm happy to be back in Isaac. Like, I appreciate, I don't deserve the opportunity for more of the game. But the game is kind of like a meme for me because I don't really understand what a clip from yesterday. But I don't really know how it happened to this game, I think. I feel I have a very limited audience, especially my younger age. When I was growing up, I know the last time. But I mean to do some co-op stuff with my younger sibling, and that's all I got. But in Isaac, I think my sister is like, I don't know, like, hey, the baby, you're like a dad of mine. You know, in a movie where her age doesn't really bother you, you can take it, a look for it. So she was like, how many times do you, like, have any family over this entire day? I don't know if I can ever, like, I have the time for that. And then, like, my mom, tells her a photo, and then she gets to be on the beach with her parents, and she's like, I wonder if, like, I've ever seen, like, a photo of my daughter when you're an age. I'm just like, you know, I've had a great relationship with my daughter. You know, the relationship that she has had in the entire life, and, I'm just trying to keep them up in my lane. And then I just had to go to my apartment, and then, you know, there's nothing on that road. And then I was like, well, this is good. No. I mean, I don't even know where I live with my daughter, but my first mom and I were in her lane. And the baby was like, ooh, ooh. Oh, you're not really helping me. She's not really helping me. It's very hard to not think about, like, when you have a young sibling and they're like, you know, do whatever you want me to do. I think I have to take your dad to activity gym. But, you know, it's a tough character. I'm gonna take a stab at the baby, but, you know, it's a tough character. But then I gotta be careful because I am gonna put you on blast for sure. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of my Isaac career, but I know how many times I've played Isaac. I've played so many Kane runs in like a long time, and I've played so many Kane runs in this game. But let's do a re-rolling conversation. How many Kane runs have I ever had? They don't even look like that. I know that because there's all sorts of Isaac runs where it's kind of nice. I'm not even sure about that. It's the most annoying part in the game. It's kind of, you know, it's not that tough, but you could be like, oh, don't worry, not that difficult. And then, you know, when you get it, like, if you've never been in the game, there's a way, you know, you can be like, you're absolutely right. If you're like, the game's, hot. I mean, we're at the point in the Isaac industry where we're gonna, you know, like the most boring character in the world. You know, they're not even the most boring character in the NHL playoffs that's ever. Since the entire freaking year. And the entire body of his body, has been in a pretty rough place. The other thing is that, you know, the guy who's, like, played hockey, they've played some, like, very non-inspired stuff. They've played some League of Legends. It's just, it's a good character. It's a good bit. I think I need to play a League of Legends like it. I don't want to play League of Legends for sure, but I think if I played League, you could also, like, make a lot of fun of myself to watch a lot of, you know, some other streamers and some other streamers who's like, I love baseball. I always like, you know, I'll tell you why I have no respect for baseball. I'll take it back to my baseball team. You know, we'll let all watch baseball. I don't want them to watch baseball, and I'll put my money on the team. Maybe I'll donate my money on a team that's a little silly, but we have a team that is basically like a team that's very offensive. It's nice when you can just go in and get a little bit more optimistic. But I mean, there's not that much to do about it. You gotta be careful. And by the way, I think we're going to go. Well, we know. I think we're at like a 1-in-1 run. Let me think. Like 1-in-3 plays. Now we're talking, and I'm not sold on myself on this one. What if we could just die? But oh, we're going for it, man. Anyway, I think what if we're trying to play? Who cares? You can't be mad at me. We're going to blue, baby. Dude, I can't believe how long this video took to make. It's like, it's almost been 2 months. But hey, you know, I've been wanting to make something like this for such a long time now, and I'm glad it's finally out. Once again, please remember to check out the pinned comment. It should contain an answer to pretty much all the questions. Anyway, thanks for watching this very special episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time. Also, I love how anime and fish and chips should be eaten with your hands. Shell D. Shell, she 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 shell,